Today we're playing Gun Fencer by M. Knight. It starts off with this cool little cinematic. They're wearing a trilobite shirt. Oh, that's very anime. I like it. There's no sound. I wish there were sound. Very cool. Remote weapon Gun Fencer. Any button. But I don't have any button. Oh, I like the menu. The art's nice, and I like the stylized menu. Let's check out the options with enter, with Z. Okay, visual. Ooh, I can color my mech. That's interesting. Let's make it purple. What is hex box? Hitbox, rather. Okay. Display enemy point? No, no. Clothing? That's neat. The Trilobite pajamas. Sound. And language? Oh, that's neat. Yeah, invert the stick. Okay. It's always nice to see a plethora of options. I guess I'll check out the tutorial. Hello there. Let's do movement. Controlling the gun fencer is fairly simple. It can move in 4 directions. By the way, the speed is constant. No speed ups, no focus ability. See, even a toddler could pilot it. Not that they should, but they can. I know it's surprising, but my ultimate creation actually has a weakness. See that circular core and the gun fencer's chest? That's the weak spot. If an enemy bullet comes in contact with the core, the mecha suffers damage. After the 3rd hit, it's out of commission. However, touching the enemy drones themselves is fine. Only bullets are dangerous. The gun fencer's left arm is equipped to fire. Oh, that's nice. It's like the arcade buttons. Is equipped to fire a narrow forward shot. All I have to do to make that weapon shoot is hold down the button. Thanks to some incredible feat of engineering, this control scheme does not even require mashing. I like my fingers very much. However, we can only have a few on-screen shots at a time. If the gun fencer is kept closer to the left edge of the screen, there can be a small pause between shots due to limitation. The best tactic to get a steady fire, be more aggressive. The gun fencer holds a fencing blade in its right arm. It comes in handy for close range attacks. Yes, that is where the mecha's name comes from. I see you're the clever type. The sword slashes are quite powerful, and they can easily destroy drones that would have sustained a lot more shots. So the sword is stronger. What else can I say? Oh, I know, during the sword swing, the shot is interrupted. The pause is short but noticeable, so it's better to only swing the sword when it will hit an enemy to maximize damage output. I can assure you this limitation is not arbitrary. It is there so that the gun fencer does not shoot its own arm. Wouldn't you feel like an idiot if the first thing you do with a weapon is blow off your own limbs? I know I would. So far, we've reviewed the mecha's offensive options. Let's talk about defenses. The erasure field is a circular field that temporarily surrounds the gun fencer and makes it impervious to damage. It can be switched on if the energy bar is full. Once this field is activated, it stays up until the energy field is completely depleted, at which point it can be recharged again by destroying enemies. Another important property of this field is that it inflicts continuous damage on the enemy it touches. That means it can actually be a very useful offensive tool. Due to its circular shape, it's especially potent against wide groups of small fry. Alternatively, the erasure field's invincibility can be used to get into bigger enemies' face and safely point blank it. The erasure field has one small flaw: it can never be triggered on its own. If the gun fencer gets hit, even with its erasure field ready, it will take damage regardless. Of course, with perfect reflexes, that's not a problem. But let's be honest. This is when the emergency field comes to the rescue. If the bomb gauge, I've never seen gauge spelled like that, is filled and the gun fencer is on its last life. This alternative bomb can automatically save it from a hit. Unfortunately, this safety net comes at a cost, and after the emergency field is activated, filling the gauge again will require more items than usual. And that's not all there is to it. The emergency field lasts shorter than the erasure field. It does not deal damage, it does not attract the items towards the gun fencer. Overall, not that amazing. On the bright side, it's still better than downright losing the gun fencer. Oh, this is a lot. Let's go on a date. Let me think about it. Okay, let's do it. After all, it's not as if the dangerous machines outside are going to be a problem. Sure, they've been wreaking havoc all this time, but I'm sure they'll make an exception just for me. And even if they don't, I'm fairly certain that dodging their shots and being chased by them will be a fun bonding experience. Yeah, seriously, I don't think this is the time. That's funny. I'm not going to read all that. Um, I like the tutorial, that there is a tutorial, but I'm not a big fan of just reading tutorials. It would have been nicer if there was a little bit of gameplay there. All right, let's get to it. Arcade, stage select, or test room. Stage select. Stage 1. Oh, I guess arcade. I should have picked arcade. Oh well. Dawn of a long day. Okay, so that's shoot. There's my sword. And I'm not going to hit the shield because I want to save it. Um, the graphics are nice. I definitely like this cel-shaded style. And I like that the ships are good at about telegraphing their attacks. And um, the bullets are slow enough to dodge, which is nice. Especially in a shmup. What are these? Oh, cake. Boss? Sure looks like a boss. Oh man. I gotta knock off the rust of my old shmup skills. I do have to say, there's something that feels a little funny about the way the gun fencer moves. Um, I think it has to do with the fact that there seems to be no acceleration. You're either moving or you're not moving. There's no like speed up or slow down. I think if there was some speed up or slow down, it would make things feel a lot better. It's the popo. Oh man. Damn, this new police robot looks really ridiculous. What? I'll have you know I have nothing to do with the police. Major enemies sighted. Yeah, this is very anime. That's funny. What is that? It's a rocket that shoots. Sorry, I keep starting sentences and then I get really focused. I am barely making a dent on that health bar. Oh, shoot. Dang, that's tough. Man, everything was pretty easy up until the final boss, and then I started doing little teens of the health bar. I like the old enter your name and like the game code. Yeah, this is pretty neat. I enjoy shmups, and I think this one's a pretty good one. The controls feel pretty good, except for that thing I said earlier about the acceleration. Um, Trying to think what other complaints or praises I have. The game feels generally pretty good. I like the aesthetic, and the narrative is pretty charming as well. The enemies feel varied and they feel interesting to fight. Um, some of the sound effects and the music were lacking, but I'm sure you know about that, and you're planning to do that in the future. Um, yeah, I think this has a lot of potential. Maybe the difficulty of the boss was a little strange. I feel like I hit him a lot of times and barely affected his health at all, which is a little discouraging. But yeah, I think this has a lot of potential, and I look forward to seeing how this improves.